Hello and welcome to New Filmmakers Los Angeles in partnership with Moviemaker magazine. We're here at Cambridge, Los Angeles in West Hollywood. I'm Danny De Lillo and I'm here with Evan Hamza with his movie, The Guest. Let's take a look at a clip.
You okay? I don't know. I guess so. It's nice to be free. No, high five for post-prison reunions.
Evan, it's great to have you here in the studio today. Tell us a brief synopsis of your film.
Okay, our film was inspired by the Amanda Knox case, and it's the story about a girl who is acquitted of a murder charge, and then we kind of see what happens after that. She goes home to stay with her childhood best friend and her childhood best friend's boyfriend, and the girl she's staying with and her boyfriend kind of start to conflict over their perspectives of how they see this acquitted murder suspect.
I mean, that was such an iconic story. How did you come together with your team to, make that movie?
Well, I think the writer had been following the case quite a while, and it's a really bizarre story. I mean, there's so many red herrings, and there were just so many strange and absurd details that I guess they couldn't really figure out a truth, and they're still kind of going back and forth with the courts, and she was just called back to Italy and they found her guilty again. So it was sort of like an ongoing process. And what was the question? How do we come together?
Yeah, how do you guys come together as a team?
How
do you know each other?
We were all at school actually in Canada. We were attending Sheridan College, so it was like a program. The writer was inspired by the story, and then we did this thing where we would bid on scripts. So I got together with a couple producers and we bid on the scripts, we got it, and then we had 2 weeks to cast, get our locations, and produce the film. Speaking
of your cast, you had some fantastic actors in there putting some brilliant performances.
Yeah.
How was that process for you?
It was my first real short film aside from making stupid videos with my friends. So
it's your first short film?
First real short film.
Wow.
Yeah, I'd made some little ones before that, but yeah, first real film.
Yeah.
So yeah, the casting process, it was a really good, enjoyable experience. We had the help of a seasoned casting director in Toronto, so that made the process a lot better. She attracted a lot of talent, and then it was just all about finding the right people, and we had a lot of really good actors show up, so it wasn't too hard.
Yeah. As a director, what was your biggest challenges making this film?
I think it's a really big story. There are a lot of details. There were a lot of different threads, and it was really difficult to make a succinct story about this really wild person. Trying to keep it simple, trying to keep it around 10 minutes. We kept going too long, and we kept having to cut things, and just trying to make sense of this really bizarre case.
And she was amazing. The actress's name?
Yeah.
She was
Nicole Dorsey.
Nicole Dorsey, was amazing.
Yeah.
What sort of, as a director, how did you kind of coach her to be this kind of, person we all know about, but we don't know in much detail about what she's like personally?
I mean, I really didn't have to coach her. She came in and she did like a dry read, like it was her first take, and we knew right away that she was the one. We all agreed that she kind of had this creepy she was almost a little charming, but a little bit off, and quite intelligent. We needed someone who was an intelligent actor. And yeah, I mean, she was the easiest one to direct. She didn't require too many redirects. She had it. She knew the character.
And as a director, who was your inspirations growing up?
Growing up, I mean, I'm really into like David Lynch, and for this film, we really watched a lot of Fincher. That film, The Lives of Others, that was another film we watched a lot and kind of really enjoyed the sort of austere wide shots, the coolness of like a Fincher or like a Michael Haneke or something like that.
So you said you're making videos with your friends before, and this is like your first real short. What is it like to be part of the official selection for New Filmmakers Los Angeles?
Oh, it feels great. Yeah, it's kind of we just sent it out to a few film festivals. This was the first one we heard back from. I'd never sent any films out to festivals before, so it was exciting to hear back pretty quickly.
Well, we look forward to knowing more about your work, but what is next for you?
I actually, since making that film, I made a surreal horror film, and that film's screening in Michigan next month. And then the guy who wrote The Guest, the short film, he and I wrote a feature-length script, and we're shopping that around Toronto right now, and we have a couple of producers interested. So
a feature of the guest.
Feature of the guest, yeah.
Feature of the guest coming soon,
Yeah.
but watch the short first. Definitely. Well, thank you, Evan, very much for joining us here in the studio today.
Thank you for having me.
We look forward to seeing more of your work. Thank you so much for joining us. If you'd like to find out more about New Filmmakers Los Angeles, you can sign up for our newsletter at nfmla.org. We'd like to thank Camridge Los Angeles for this wonderful space where we've met some of the world's best new filmmakers.